Ladies and gentlemen, I am with Ecologist Khensani. So she is going to tell us more about ecology, the University of Venda, Stellenbosch University, and why she chose to be an ecologist. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and of course, share this with your friends. Ecologist Khensani, how are you?
I'm all right, thanks. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. So before we go to our main part, please tell us about your university journey.
Okay, so I started my studies at the University of Venda, as you've already said. I did my undergrad there, which is a BSc degree, majoring in Botany and Zoology, and later, right after that, I did my honors, which was also on botany, focusing more on ethnobotany, to be specific. And then later on, I went on to do my master's with the Stellenbosch University and majoring in botany. Yeah.
Oh, right, interesting. So, how was your first year?
It was difficult. I feel, just like any other first year, it comes with change of environment. You're away from your parents. That little bit of adjustment, it was a bit of, you know, it was not too bad. I made new friends and learned new things. I discovered myself a little bit. So I guess it was not too bad, but it was also just a little adjustment. Yeah.
Oh, okay, beautiful. So, tell us about ecology. What is ecology?
Sure, it's so broad. When you ask such a broad
Just a
question.
simple definition.
Okay, so basically, ecology is your plants, your animals, your ecosystems, and how they interact with each other, and the services they provide. So basically, in a nutshell, that's what I would say in simple terms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is that one thing that you like about working in the Kruger National Park?
Well, is the Kruger National Park. What else is there? Is being in the Kruger National Park, is the one of the oldest national park, the largest in South Africa, if I might say. All the big five is here. I always say that my favorite thing to do is, when I drive to work, it's always a game drive. So that experience on itself says, yeah, I like, and also you're surrounded by nature every day. You don't get to be stuck in traffic. Well, you do get stuck in traffic when there's animals on the road, but it's lovely here.
Okay. So, what can you say to somebody who wants to study ecology?
I'd I'd advise them. Well, I guess the fact that they want to study ecology, um, they are passionate about nature and the environment and everything surrounding that. So I think that is the first point, the starting point, having that passion, and then they would obviously have a science focus. So in high school, they'll focus on their science subject. Science is the mainstream, and yeah, so it's it's lovely. It's not about the money because I think I should just put it there.
Okay.
There isn't a lot of it, but if you have that drive, that passion, I think it can make you go a long way.
So, why did you choose to be an ecologist?
Like I just said now, I really love the environment. In growing up, I just love the outdoors, exploring here and there, and then it just went naturally. I just went towards ecology. Um, so like I said, initially I wanted to be more an ethnobotanist. So, what an ethnobotanist is people who study plants for their medicinal properties and stuff like that. So, that's what I thought when I was in first year. And then later on, as I discover more of this ecology kind of field, because it's very broad with a lot of specialization within it, I then ended up as an invasion ecologist. So, what those are people who study animals and plants that are not necessarily from their area. So, for example, plants and animals that are coming from other countries, they come into South Africa either brought by for ornamental reasons or maybe for agricultural purposes, and then they end up causing like negative impact and they compete with our native species here in the country. So that's something that I focused on for a little while, and now I'm zoomed out now. I'm more into more general ecology, wildlife, everything. So it's very broad. It's exciting. There's a lot of um, ways that one can grow, whether lateral or vertical. Yeah. So,
All right. Thank you so much.